Hey, come on, let's go. Let's all go to the Cowboy Jack show. Hey, come on, let's go. Let's all go to the Cowboy Jack show.
Howdy cowboys and cowgirls, I'm Cowboy Jack, and today I'm really excited. We're here at Heirloom Soils of Texas. That's really exciting. What is this behind me right here? That's a ginormous mountain of leaves. Well, why would we be here looking at a mountain of leaves here today on Earth Day? I'll tell you why. Because it's a really cool place that takes things like these leaves and other green waste and turns them into things that we can use again. It's called green recycling. It's really important for our planet. And I'm here with Heirloom Soils of Texas in Porter, Texas, with the absolute experts on the subject. So, when you think about soil, what do you think? Just like dirt, right? Well, it's a lot more than just dirt. There's all kinds of different dirt, and they're made from all kinds of different materials. Well, today I'm standing by this big pile of leaves, and look right there. There's a big old mountain of like chunked up trees and pine trees and logs, all that. Did you know that that gets made into soil and compost too? It's really, really cool. So let's go check out some of this stuff. So look at this pile here. We've got a little bit of everything in here. See, I found myself a beautiful pine cone. Your boy Cowboy Caden would really like that. And I've got pine needles too, because we're in the great piney woods of Texas. So of course there's a lot of pine, but this is like wood chunks and things. Do you know where they get this material from? It's actually brought in by landscapers and other people that are doing yard work, and they have all this green waste. Well, green waste isn't necessarily bad. Sometimes a tree might fall on your house, or a tree might just need to be moved because they're going to build something. Well, just because they have to cut down a tree doesn't mean it has to go to a landfill. That's not what we want at all. They can actually bring it here and it'll get turned into some mulch or some soil or some compost, all kinds of different things, because there's a lot of different products they make here. And I mean, do you get an idea of how big this pile is? Look at this. I mean, we talk about this sometimes. Cowboy Jack's about 6 feet tall, right? I'm not even close to the top of this ginormous pile. So that means there's a lot of people involved in this green recycling. It's really, really exciting stuff. Well, do you guys want to see what happens after a landscaper brings some of this material in? Let's go check it out. Come on. All right, cowboys and cowgirls, see, these gentlemen right here brought in some green waste. That's things like these big limbs and all this other stuff. Like they just cleaned up a yard and brought in sticks just like this. And they're gonna get added to this pile right here. And that big, huge piece of equipment's gonna scoop it and lift it up and put it up on that pile. You know, they have to use really strong tools because they're moving a lot of weight. That looks like it's just grabbing it completely effortlessly and raising it up there. Boy, that is so cool. Wow, look at that big bucket dumping all the way at the top. That is such a huge device for lifting up all this debris. Wow. Do you guys get the magnitude and the size of that thing? It's absolutely huge. We're moving all this green recycling up to the top of the pile, and it's gonna sit there for a while until it gets ground up into different products. See, rather than put that in the landfill, they're gonna stack it up here so that we can reuse it in other ways, really important ways that we're gonna talk about. All right, to give you guys a size of this amazing pile of green recycling, I mean, look, you saw what we had before. This has been processed and screened already, so it's a lot smaller pieces. Obviously, I didn't pick up any ginormous logs, but I want you guys to feel how big this pile is. It's a huge pile. I'm gonna go ahead and go up there. You think I can do it? All right, you guys stay put. I'll be right back. Wow, this is a lot taller than I expected. Whew. Hello down there. Can you guys see me all the way up here? Wow, this is really cool. I feel like I gotta do something up here. Yeah! Hey, you guys ought to come up here and take a look too. All right, now from all the way up here, we can see a lot of things all around us. See, there's that big machine that was being used to move all those big parts. And over here, they've got all kinds of things. You guys see that big machine? That's actually a trommel screen. It's gonna be really cool to check out. We're gonna get a little bit closer to it in a minute. Wow, see, these big machines make it all really easy. They're making such quick work of such big jobs. All right, now what he's gonna do is he's got that bucket full of that product. He's gonna dump it in the hopper right there. We're gonna get to watch it. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. See, it's going right in the hopper, and then from there it's gonna go into that round part that's rolling around like this. That's actually a screen. It's got all these different size holes on it. Wow, it's windy up here on top of the mountain. But anyways, it's got all these holes in it, and it's gonna sort that out into 2 different sizes. The stuff going out the front that you see is really, really tiny. That's the best stuff for growing things like vegetables in your garden. The other side that's spitting that out, those are the bigger pieces. But anyways, it's so windy up here, we better get down. So here we are in front of the trommel screen. It does a really good job of sorting out the different sizes as they're broken down. So check this out, come in over here. See, these right here are bigger pieces. See all those coming off? So they've made it all the way through that round thing, and the round thing basically said, hey, you're too big, you won't fit through my holes, so we're gonna dump you off of this conveyor belt. But this over here, you can see it's so windy out here today, it's crazy. But this belt puts all of the fine product through. See, look at this. This kind of product would eventually be bagged up and bought, maybe by you, and you could use it to plant vegetables at your own house. These are really cool. And see, it's got this huge conveyor belt. Wow, look at that, that's crazy. All right, guys, let's go take a look inside this trommel. We have to be really careful because there's a lot of big moving parts. But look at that. Wow, just peek in there. That's crazy. And then look at this product going up the conveyor belt right here. See, it's going all the way up this conveyor, and that conveyor looks like old tires or something. It's got all these lines on it to help it grip and lift it up. That's really cool. Whoa, there's another conveyor right here. We got to take a look at this one. This is the one that grabs the bigger pieces, and it's lifting them up and putting them in that pile. All right, well, isn't that trommel cool? That's a really important tool for this business because they're sorting things out. You can't have big chunky pieces with little bitty pieces. They're put to different uses. So we need the little bitty pieces for things like our garden and the bigger things for all kinds of different stuff. So I'm actually right here by this giant front end loader. Look at the size of this bucket. It's absolutely huge. I mean, it's so big. Look at this. It's so big I can even stand in it. Boy, that's enormous. And it's a real important tool because they're moving a lot of big stuff a long way all over the place. This bucket can actually hold 7.5 yards. That's 5 plus 2 and then another half like a little baby finger. 7.5 yards is about half of an entire dump truck in one scoop. Isn't that cool? Wow. I mean, it's such a big machine. Even the tires are huge. Look at it. I mean, those are ginormous tires. Wow, and all these hydraulics all over it. That's a really cool machine. I'm glad we got to check it out. And like I said, it's real important for the job. Just like most really big machines, it runs on hydraulics. So there's cylinders pushing fluid to make power and lift and all kinds of cool stuff. Hey guys, does this stuff look familiar? Check this out. Let me grab a big handful. Look at this. Now, sometimes when we go to a playground, they have what they call kiddie cushion down. This is the first stage of the making of that product. What it is they take soft woods like pine and they grind them up into pieces. See, right, this stage of the process, this wouldn't be good because you could still get a splinter from this. When you go run crazy on the playground, we don't get splinters, do we? No, it's more like this over here. See, like this stuff right here. there's actually regulations on it, and it cannot give you any splinters. So look at this, I'm rolling it all around in my hands and I'm not getting hurt at all. Whew, sure does feel nice. And see, this would be what you'd see on the playground. So if you were to fall like off of the slide, I hope you don't, but if you did, this is really cushy, and so you wouldn't get hurt. It's a really cool product, and they make it right here, green recycling. Hey, so this right here is called the grinder. What it does is it takes all sizes of materials and grinds them up into little bitty pieces just like this. It's crazy powerful, and it's a huge piece of machinery. And you know what? It's moving around right now, but it's not actually driven by a driver. He's actually controlling it with a remote control. It's such a big, huge piece of equipment. We need to be careful around it. And see, it's got that big conveyor right on the back of it. Wow, look at it go. Now it doesn't drive real fast because it doesn't need to. It's a huge piece of machinery. So it usually gets to one spot and does its job. It's not constantly on the move. Wow, look at that. Now that conveyor belt is unfolding so that all that product will go to the right place. That's really cool. And that's all thanks to hydraulics and remote controls. All right, cowboys and cowgirls, this is really neat. So this giant piece of machinery, this grinder, this huge grinder is controlled completely by this remote control right here. There's all sorts of buttons and information displayed on this little interface here. And somebody who's trained and skilled enough to operate it knows exactly the buttons to push to make it do its job. Isn't that really cool? This isn't like a video game. Well, it's kind of like a video game, but with this, instead of playing something on the television, you're moving something ginormous in real life just by using this remote control. Well, I'm going to go ahead and give it back to somebody who knows exactly how to use it so we can see this big piece of machinery operate. Wow, so see that? The conveyor belt is now engaged and it's going to spin and move product. And guys, come over here real quick and check this out. So there's all these different parts to this big grinder, right? Look at that. That's like the dump area. He's going to take that product and put it in there. And then it's going to go through all these spinning hammers and pulverizers, and it's going to come out a lot smaller on this side on this conveyor belt. Wow, so much big material moving around completely effortlessly. I hear that machine firing up. It's getting louder. Something's happening. Oh look, there it goes. It's going into the machine. See, wow, now off of the conveyor, all that product is already coming out. And we have really small pieces because they're grinding it up really fine. That is so cool. So you feed it on that side and your product comes out there. But this isn't just any normal product, right? This is green recycling in action. Who thought recycling could be so fun? This is amazing. Wow. Hey guys, come here real quick, come here. Look at the top of that grinder right there. That's where there's this wheel spinning really fast and working really hard to cut everything up into little bitty pieces. If you look real close over there, you can see that there are big pieces coming in, but look at the size of the product coming out. It's almost like sawdust, it's so fine. That's insane. Do you guys remember those ginormous piles of leaves we were looking at earlier? So this is what they're turned into eventually. This is called leaf compost. This is like, they call this black gold. It's about the best potting soil or the best planting soil you can get anywhere in the world. And it's made from all those leaves that people bring here. So isn't that really cool? We actually took it from leaves and recycled it, repurposed it into something that keeps the earth growing and keeps our plants really big and our vegetables healthy, so we get all kinds of fruits and veggies and things that are good to eat, because rather than take them to the landfill, we brought them here to be composted. what a really cool concept. So even though it's Earth Day, we're not out planting trees, we're doing things like this to really have a significant impact on the earth, just like our friends at Heirloom Soils of Texas do every single day. I mean, this, I wish you could feel it with me. It feels so nice, and it's really warm. And if I was a plant, I know I'd really love to thrive in something just like that. All right, guys, well, now that we've gotten through all of these different processes, we're here at the mixing pot. This is a really cool spot. So over here, they have all these different ingredients, like this stuff right here. Wow, do you know what this is? This is like a volcanic rock product called basalt, and it comes from Canipa, Texas, over by San Antonio. It's a lot of times when you see something moving on a train that looks like a bunch of big rocks, it's actually this stuff. And it's really good for plants. Then you have things like this, which is expanded shell. That's crazy, look at that. And that's really good for drainage for plants. And there's also, you can't see it, but this product is actually very porous. There's all kinds of teeny tiny little holes in there and good places for microbes to hang out. And then you've got even more expanded shale. And oh, over here, come check this out. This is really cool. Did you guys know that they actually use coconut shells in soil mixes now? So you see a coconut, it has all that stuff on the outside of it. Well, this is it after they've ground it up into really cool stuff. So this is actually really fine coconut shell. So whenever they want to make a specific mix for something, like say somebody's growing some cactus and they want a really good cactus soil, or say they want to grow wildflowers, or say they wanted to grow shrubs or bushes, all kinds of different things. Maybe it's hanging basket plants. They take all of these components from all these different bays, they dump them here and they mix them up and make it into this stuff. This is like the gold standard in mixes right here. This has a little bit of everything in it, and you can literally grow anything in it. But this all came from green recycling. This was plants, trees, leaves, all those things. Well, this was actually just leaves, not trees, but leaves, and turned into this product. When combined with other things, it's the best stuff on earth to grow things in. Isn't that really cool? And it's such a great way to reuse things and keep them out of the landfill, because that's really important. All right, cowboys and cowgirls, here we are at the bagging operation. If you needed a big load of this stuff, you could come here and they would fill up the back of your truck or even the back of a trailer. But if you wanted to actually just buy a bag or two of it, they do that too. So this is their bagging facility. See, right over there, that big hopper fills it up. And then this machine right here is the sealer. So it actually rolls through there and it seals up the bag. And I don't want to touch because this thing's going to kick it out. See that? And now once it's on this conveyor, it's going to come right over here and roll down these, and he'll load it up onto a cart and away it'll go. And you can actually buy this at a nursery. Isn't that really cool? Wow, I got to see that one more time. Look, there it goes. It just got kicked out. That is so cool. And thanks to all these machines, they're not having to do everything by hand. It's getting sealed, and then it's going to come down here and get kicked. Whew. There it goes. All right, cowboys and cowgirls, what a whirlwind of a day. Earth Day, what a fantastic time of year. The weather out here is just absolutely perfect. Feel the wind. Hey, wait a second, are you guys laughing at my hair? Come on, I've been doing a lot of big work climbing that big hill. All right, I'll put my hat back on. But this has been such a cool adventure learning about green recycling, where we take things like waste from our trees and our yards and turn it into really good stuff that we can grow awesome veggies and plants in. Just like this red mulch right behind me. Some people use like red mulch, some people use darker mulch, but this is made right here on site. And this is trees that have been ground up that were brought in from all kinds of folks all over the area. And the important part about this is we're keeping product out of the landfill. We don't want trees and bushes and leaves to have to go to the landfill. That's not good because it takes a long time to decompose there, and you're just adding to the mess. Here, it's actually being put back into good use, and it could be back at your house in no time in usable form. Isn't that cool? All right, cowboys and cowgirls. It's been such a great time here today at Heirloom Soils of Texas. It's been really cool right here in Porter, Texas. And I want to make sure that you get to come with us on all of our adventures. So click that subscribe button right here on YouTube, and that way you'll be with us every single week. But until next time I see you,